يلا يلا. سادات والسادة الحضور، أهلا وسهلا بكم مرة تانية في جلسة جديدة من نقاشات طبية ملتقى أطباء بلا حدود. دلوقتي معانا جلسة مسجلة تعريفية بمركز الفكر والمعرفة، بيقدمها ميكائيل نويمان مدير الدراسات في مركز الفكر في المعرفة والعمل الإنساني التابع لمنظمة أطباء بلا حدود.
The CRASH is an internal think tank. It is quite a unique structure in the NGO sector as one of the very few entities able to reflect on humanitarian activities from within an organization. As much as the field of humanitarian studies has bloomed over the past few years, it is mostly the field is mostly hosted in the academia or in a private think tank such as ODI in the UK. Us at CRASH have this wonderful opportunity to be able to observe the operations of an organization from within and to be able to respond to its challenges and advise its different components in direct relation with the operations and activities conducted by this organization. The CRASH is a small, relatively small unit with a limited number of people. We are 7 people, most of whom share the same mix of operational experience and an appetite for the social science or particular background in history or sociology or anthropology. And another unique trait of the CRASH is this combination between field expertise and experience and how social sciences can help us support the work of the organization. I was myself, for instance, trained in history quite a long time ago before joining MSF in the end of the 1990s. And I've joined the CRASH in 2010 as a director of studies. I'm now the coordinator of the team, and I've been the coordinator for the past 5 years now. The work of the CRASH touches on basically all aspects of MSF work. The work of the teams in the context of war and conflict, the work of the organization in the face of epidemics or public health crisis. And more recently, we have also started to look at the way that MSF works, the management of project, how we work together. And this has represented a whole new dimension for the work we do. The work of the CRASH is organized around 5 pillars. The role as an advisor to the operations, to the communication, to the whole leadership of MSF, the general director, the president, for instance, on basically all matters affecting the organization. The second pillar comprises of more thorough, in-depth researches. We've been working on humanitarian negotiations. We've been working on humanitarian security. We are working on the epidemic response, in particular in the context of Ebola, and now, of course, in the context of COVID. These works, they lead to the publication of books, articles, or interventions in the media or in conferences, for instance. The third aspect of the work is in terms of training. So we have invested a lot training activities, in particular trainings of coordinators, mostly internal trainings, but we also do participate in a few external trainings at times. The fourth pillar, which is actually transversal to the 3 others, is evaluation. How do we assess the project that we conduct, and conduct a lot of case studies to feed the reflection of the operations on how to improve their intervention. And the last pillar, and I think it is also quite a crucial one, is the dissemination. As much as the CRASH is a think tank of MSF, it is true that most of the areas that we work on are also very relevant to the wider sector. And so there is a motivation for us to disseminate internally the work we do, but also to offer our reflections to an outside audience, an audience of other practitioners from other NGOs, but also journalists or academia, or just informed public who is interested to know more about what we do. And this is why we participate in a number of events, public events, and also a reason why we have a website in which most of the material produced by the CRASH can be consulted, open access, and for free. The website is msf-crash.org. Recently, on COVID, of course, we have invested a lot of energy and resources, like I would say every almost human being on this planet, but in particular with a view of guiding the activity of MSF in its different countries of intervention, in Europe, but also in the Middle East or in Africa, for instance. We are also largely involved in the discussion around access to medicine, access to vaccines, at the time when the discussion around the vaccines is gaining ground worldwide, of course. I would like to highlight a more recent work that we've done on the question of profiling. Profiling of staff is the practice of selecting employees, individuals, based on their skin color, their religion, their nationality. It is something that is intuitively problematic, but that appeared necessary to be able to maintain operations in some areas of the world, such as the Sahel, for instance. But of course, these practices, they come with many questions, and we have offered our support to accompany that reflection. We have organized a workshop that was in Dakar last year in October, out of which we have drawn a short article, a short piece that can be found on the UK-based blog platform HPN, but also a blog that is now available in Arabic. Thank you very much for your interest.
وبكده تكون انتهت الجلسة دي للتعريف بمركز الفكر التابع لمنظمة أطباء بلا حدود. نشوفكم كمان 10 دقايق في الجلسة الجاية عن ملتقى أطباء بلا حدود العلمي، التاريخ والأهداف والمستقبل. نراكم بعد قليل. مع السلامة.